It's who you wanna be. I might bring them Brooklyn. I don't know this chorus. I might bring.
Gonna turn up and get that advance. Ain't stingy, she brought me up. Checked up the temperature, I forgot this cash. Checked the flex on it. I'm talking that I'ma flex on this. Canary yellow, but guess with the glow. Crushing this auto, my VVS froze. Turning up green like everything go. Need interpreters, I don't need to talk to you. I need a translator for this. Some anxieties I'm stand on, bro. Ice spaghetti, y'all. I so cold. Beat up the. Amelia food, she keep all the secrets. Solitary diamond, solitary. Ready to go slide and bang. Say none of my complaint for the campaign.
Turn up, baby, turn up when I turn it on.
Keep it lighter.
You know how I get to when I turn it on.
Got a couple models that
Can't handle my behavior when I turn it on. Too fast and fast, but life don't last, don't get through it all. It's who you wanna be. And I know you won't tell nobody, no. And I know you won't tell nobody, no. Roses. Roses.
I'll keep holding you down.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. Back to the road tomorrow, as this is the final game of the Trailblazer homestand. They're getting their first look of the season at the Bucks in this one. And not only a 1-1 split series between these two teams last year, guys, but both wins were on the road, so home court advantage wasn't that big an advantage. You know, Hayward, like a lot of NBA players, is a pretty serious gamer in his free time off the court.
And you know what, Kevin? There are some people that think video games help with your hand-eye coordination. I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but I do know there are worse ways to rest up and keep yourself ready for the next real game than what Hayward was doing.
And Collins has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. Murray, good.
You know, Murray's game is about putting the ball on the floor, moving without it when he doesn't have it, and driving and keeping pressure on the defense.
Now here's DiVincenzo. Three-pointer, Hayward. It's good from long range.
3 points. And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Outside Collins. Good, and the assist goes to Murray.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets three, you fire three of your own. Boom.
Now, here's Rozier. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. That one on Collins.
Well, I like the trajectory of Rozier's game. I mean, he's added responsibility, and his production has increased too.
And both free throws good for Rozier.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
To the inside. And finished off by Collins.
You know, we know Murray's got some creativity to his passing game, but no need to be creative there. I mean, he sees the wide open man and zips it right to him.
Pass to DiVincenzo. He gets that one.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
This is as easy as it gets for Collins. Once he establishes position, the defense is toast.
And an intentional foul right there.
First personal.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
For your laser dancer.
Pass to DiVincenzo. Hayward on the wing. Screened by Valanciunas. Just 5 to shoot. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
Out of bounds.
And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, a bit ago, Tyronn Lue and I were able to chat. They'll be going up against Gordon Hayward tonight. Coach is a big fan of Hayward's all-around game. Coach told me how impressed he is with Hayward's shot selection and how it's hard to make him settle for a bad look. They will try to make him do that this time. Guys?
Okay, David, thanks.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot end.
Here's Valanciunas. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Rozier showing you nice feel for recognizing that one of his guys was wide open and got him the ball.
Murray outside. Back to Collins. Murray looking around. Shot by Collins, no good. So Rozier will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks working the ball around. Here's Valanciunas over Collins. They get it back. The shot's good from Gordon Hayward.
Just a nice job anticipating that time by Hayward. Excellent position for that second chance hoop.
Pass to Bain. Back to Murray. In the corner, Collins with it. And that one is off. So Milwaukee will take it the other way. In the corner, it's Hayward. It's tipped. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Sexton.
Milwaukee.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Now here's Payne. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Drills the three-pointer.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
I think he has to play more conservative from this point on. I mean, that's 2 fouls already.
For Milwaukee, they have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
And I know the free throw shooting is an area they focused on improving coming into this season.
Murray outside. Here's Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Boy, you've got Murray running the pick and roll. The timing is going to be right on time every time.
And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter.
Come on, give it up for your Blazer dancers.
And this has been a fairly close game for the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And for the Bucks guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
They've gotten to the line with tremendous consistency here through the first period.
Yeah, this is how you can keep a crowd quiet, though. I mean, methodically score at the line and take some of that energy away from the fans. They don't like to have the action stop when the opposing team scoring.
Scooped up. Len. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Collins. This is his first trip to the line tonight. First free throw is good. And so many teams looking to space the floor. Greg, how many non-shooters can you play and still have a good offense?
Well, I think most teams go 4 out, meaning you got to have at least 4 guys that are a threat on the perimeter, keeping a vertical spacer at that dunker spot. But if your dunker can also shoot, man, that puts even more pressure on the defense.
Portland shooting their first free throw of the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Yeah, in general, they've been very solid. I mean, free throw shooting isn't something they've had to worry about too much this season, guys.
Payne's shot is good.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs it right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Sexton for 3. And another 3 for Portland.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Now here's Love. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
Now here's Cousins. He's got 5. Here's Sexton. And Sexton slams it in.
This is why you got to prevent Sexton from getting in the lane. Once he does, he just explodes towards the basket. And a memory I have of Colin Sexton in Alabama. How about he scored 40 points in the game where the Tide only had 3 players on the court down the stretch. Young fella was undaunted.
And Cousins gets it to go.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And in that game with only 3 players, Sexton almost led them to a comeback, Greg. In fact, they actually cut a 14-point lead down to 3.
And that tells you about Sexton's mindset. He was not prepared to let them lose, even under the toughest scenario you can imagine.
Collins, good.
This offense is in a perfect rhythm.